So step two is making a short list of labels. So I'm talking labels like your dream labels, like maybe you're making.
Okay, I like this idea only for the very beginner artists, the ones that have just started out in the music industry. Because if you're a reputable artist and some people, such as Paul Van Dyke, has played your record, Norman Pure has played on Purified Radio, and you're starting to get traction within the scene and you played a couple shows, you should not be thinking about labels. You should be thinking about what song next do you want to compose and how are you capturing that audience on social media. Because if you're thinking about, oh yeah, now I need to sign to this label, I need to sign to Injuna, I need to sign to Mousetrap, or I need to sign to Monster Cat, and you're trying to score records with all of these record labels, then you're going to just fail. Because you're going to get burnt out by them saying no, or we can't release this until a year later, or your track needs a little bit more help and you just need to go back to the drawing board and fix it up and then we'll accept it. And if you're just constantly floating this idea around that labels are the number one marketing tool, then you're going to fail and you're going to get burnt out really quickly. I recommend, which is the opposite of it, to sit down and figure out one label or maybe a slew of labels that could possibly work as your home label. Figure out, for example, maybe Monster Cat or Anjuna, if you're striving for that, to be your home label and make that your goal so that you can have them constantly be available to put out your music when you want to, and they are working and growing the release preparation with you so that you're not stuck with another label that you've never released on trying to figure out how to market you to the best of their abilities, because you're always, every single artist is marketed differently at a record label, and if you're not working with a label on a consistent basis and growing new release strategies and them putting more money into your releases, then you're not going to get anywhere. So what I'm saying is find a home label and stick with them for a while and then assess after a few years.
Making bass music, you want to get on Subsidia, or maybe you're making house music, you want to get on, I don't know, Jaws label, Bite This. Making that list of all the labels that you want to get on and sort of making sort of a tier list of the top tier, because those ones are going to be the hardest to get on.
Okay, don't make a tier list because this is going to burn you out. You're going to get burnt out immediately when you start making tier lists, because if you send records to them and you get rejected, you're going to start feeling doubtful. And no artist wants to feel doubtful because we want to continuously have new artists come into the scene. And if they're going to be constantly facing rejections and things, then they're going to be discouraged to continue going on in the scene. So I would say just get approval first from other artists. Mid-tier artists, ask them for feedback. If you're a melodic house producer, go into Spencer Brown's Discord and sign up and try to get feedback from him. Try to get feedback from Marsh or Wasu. Try to do all those things first before ever thinking about a label. Because right now our scene needs better sounding artists, not artists on random labels.